So a little rainy day update. Got a lot done since the last video. We'll start from the back. I got the filler neck made, and it's got a boat filler neck that flips, and then you unscrew it. So that's pretty cheap, and a little flip-up license plate. But most of the stuff is in the front here. So, like I said, I ordered Holley Terminator, and it's all strung up in the car, kind of temporary, but I'll just start up in the engine bay, I guess. Pretty much the harness runs through that bulkhead where 47 other things are coming through, but I have the harness strung over the whole motor, and took me a couple attempts to figure out, getting idle right. Put a new IAC motor on it, that helped. So anyways, it's all strong. I had some injector issues. They're just stock injectors for now. I was just working with some dirty injectors. But this is temporary too. Ford Taurus fans, they're just strung up so I can wire them. But two, late 90s Ford Taurus fans from the junkyard. The coolest thing. Gotta make a shroud. I changed the water pump setup. This is a 07 1500 truck water pump, and I changed it because the water neck is just a touch lower than the top of the radiator. I was running into the standard truck, comes way higher, so it bleeds all the air off. You can get all the air out of the cooling system, but anyways, it's pretty much fully wired. The stock harness for the car runs to the headlights, and it runs down here. I made an exhaust for the car, just really temporary, but it just comes together and then wise, and then it dips down and out the back through the K-member. It's got the wide. I made that for the wide band so I could start it up. So that's the wide band all bunched up over there. I guess got the harmonic, got the belt on, filled it with water, and through a series of, testing and getting this thing running, finally got it to run good. And I had water in it initially, and I got it to run good enough where I threw the cap on, and started building cooling pressure, and it started leaking water out of the cylinder head, and it wasn't a compression issue. It wasn't compression the cooling system, but it was just externally leaking out of the number 5 cylinder, and I ended up putting head gaskets in it. These are some cheap head gaskets, and I can't remember where or who, what they are. I just know they're kind of off-brand, so I won't ever be buying cheap head gaskets again. But it has the copper spray on there, and you could physically see where it's on the cylinder head where it was sealing. All these lines, they were sealing great. But what happened, I believe, is there's only 3 layers to this head gasket. I think it was leaking in between the layers. So it's got Chevy head gaskets, AC Delco head gaskets on it now. They have like 6 layers to them. And so got it running. That was like Wednesday it was leaking. I Amazon Prime the head gaskets. Took it all off. Took it all apart Friday. Put the head gaskets in. It's got Earl's head bolts, thanks to a friend, in it now. And we slapped it all back together. I got it running like Saturday morning or so. So it's pretty easy to work on. But it doesn't leak or anything like that. It wasn't like a warped head. I looked at all that and everything. But it's just the head gaskets, I believe. But I did both head gaskets. But with the Holley, I just finished the car is like 95% wired up. So the Holley comes through there, and I still need a button. Still need to button most of this stuff up, but it's behind the glove box that I cut. So that's the computer itself. I just mounted these 2 tabs. And behind there, so that's the Terminator X Max, because I have a 480E. And then you can't really see it, but that's my fuse block. So I am I'm gonna straight up say I am not a wiring guy at all. I've never seen anybody, no one's ever showed me how to do it, so I don't really know what's the right and wrong way, but I just did it to my best ability. It's got 5 relays. Everything on the fuse block is key on power, so this relay turns on everything in the key on power fuse block. Fan speed 1, fan speed 2, the starter is on a relay, and then the fuel pump is on a relay. And it kind of looks like a rat's nest because it is, and I'm sure they did it all wrong or whatever, but it works. Got all the power coming from some stock wires, but it's got a rear mount battery in it, so I got the bulkheads. There's some bulkheads behind the carpet, you can kind of see them. So it's kind of nice having the positive and ground right at the firewall. But once I tuck everything up underneath the dash, it should all work good. But I'll go around to start it up. But kind of tucked up the fuel pump wires. Go ahead and start it up. Yeah, so I guess I did something right with the wiring, but it all works. Little chop video, a lot of stuff to clean up under the hood. Looks like junk. Ordered a drive shaft, so I'm waiting on a drive shaft. I need a shifter. I'm gonna work on a shifter and a throttle cable and the fan shroud. But nothing overly complicated. The list is finally getting less. I think once I do pretty much all those things, the car should be pretty drivable, and throw the bumper and the grill and everything back on it, but getting there. So that'll be the next video, driving around.